All right, friends, if you've heard me once, you've heard me a million times say that bodies build businesses. It is my mission to expose more entrepreneurs than ever to the inner work necessary for the breakthroughs in business you desire. My friends, you can only hold what you have the capacity to hold. We can call it all in, but we'll drop it if we don't have the capacity. So my friends, I'm super excited to share this episode with you today where I've brought in my energetics and spiritual mentor, who I lovingly also call my executive coach. She helps me work on nervous system regulation, intuition, and spiritual connection and everything in between. Brought her into my Burnout to All Out community this past week and did a session with our community. Wanted you to be exposed to her brilliance and really our vision for what we're going to be doing together with Modern Entrepreneur in 2025. I hope you enjoy it. Need some effective, tactical advice that actually helps you get results and makes a real difference in your life and business? You've come to the right place. If you're finding yourself here today, it means you're getting ready to gain serious traction in your business, rapidly multiply your income and impact, and you're ready to make it happen while living all out. Guys, I'm Melissa Hinault, your trustworthy corporate dropout turned six-figure business burnout turned happy and healthy CEO of a multi-million-dollar online business. And you're listening to the Burnout to All Out podcast. On this show, we're serving up innovative growth strategies, simple implementation methods to put them into practice, and action-stimulating inspiration tailored specifically for the modern entrepreneur. Let's dive in. So I just first of all want to welcome our Burnout to All Out community. So what are we doing today? You guys are going to hear from the amazing Sam Harper. Some of you guys know Sam, some of you don't. Sam, I love your whole vibe, your outfit.
Thank you.
So what are we going to be doing today? Today is just a bonus session that we're giving back to you guys. The goal really today is we're going to do a nervous system reset for you. We're going to create space and clarity for you. We're going to slow you down so you can speed up. How many of you guys have been going back to back to back? Calls all day. Yes, our modern entrepreneur clients. Yes. How many of you have been back to back? Like your calendar is just stacked, leaving no space for magic, no space to slow down. And so this is about slowing down to speed up. And it's important. And Sam and I are going to talk about this. And Sam, in just a little bit, is going to actually facilitate for you guys what we named this topic, which was really manifesting your dreams, manifesting your goals. But before we get into Sam's session today, Sam, if you don't mind, I thought what we could do is just start with the backstory of how you and I got hooked up and how we got started together and where we are today and like where we see the future together. So I just want to start with the backstory. Most of you guys know the original story of me being like the corporate leader who experienced burnout. How many of you guys know that I also experienced burnout as an entrepreneur? Who has experienced burnout as an entrepreneur? And I basically traded one burnout for another. And when I traded one burnout for another, I realized something had to change. And I think many of us go through this. Like it's that moment of kind of disorientation that forces us to think differently. And when I hit rock bottom again as an entrepreneur, totally burned out, I was brought to a place of trying new things because nothing else was working, right? So I got into this place of Dr. Joe Dispenza and I started learning about neuroplasticity and being a doctor at a pharmacy, like I could really get into the science behind that. And then I started to discover breath work and learning how I could like unblock and create expansion for creativity. It was like rocket fuel. I was like, this is blowing my mind. And so through breath and meditation, I really kind of self-resuscitated. I was really able to self-regulate and get myself out of this horrible funk and really grow and expand and in a different way. And it opened my eyes to the somatics of business. Has anybody really heard of the somatics of business? Like nervous system regulation. And what I realized, and this kind of brings me to Sam, is in this journey right before I met Sam, I really started to hone in on like mindset and health and resiliency and relationships and how all of this impacts how we show up in business. And I realized I wanted to go deeper. I realized that I had just like scratched to the surface by reading a couple of books and learning how to breathe. I was like, what could happen? I went to an event where Sam, this beautiful soul, was hosting. You were actually hosting you were doing sound bowls. And I think we were also doing breath work. And the combination of it was like the quantum leaps in creativity between my two ears with what you were able to facilitate, like blew my fucking mind. Like blew my mind in how I felt, the clarity I had. And that was the moment with Sam. And there's a whole backstory. She ended up coming to one of my mastermind events and she did some sound there. And I had this amazing experience with you there. But I realized, Sam, that I wanted to go deeper and I wanted to not just read books and get certified in certain things. Like I wanted one-on-one accountability.
Yeah.
In my own spiritual journey and in my intuition. I think how many of you guys have struggled with looking for answers elsewhere than within as an entrepreneur and a business owner? How many of you? And with Sam, I realized I needed someone who could go toe to toe with me and in a soft and gentle way, but also challenge me to go within and trust my intuition as I was scaling my business. And what I will say is Sam and I have been working together. This is our third year.
It's so exciting.
So incredible. And what I will tell you in those 3 years, and Sam, I'm an open book. I'm going to turn it over to you in a minute. There's been highs and lows in the time that I've worked with you. And what I realize is that you've really helped me make some of the biggest decisions in my business, whether it was radical moves, fires, hires. And it wasn't that you told me what to do. You actually helped me facilitate going within,
right?
Creating the space to trust my gut and listen and move forward with confidence. But you've taught me the stillness in the fast-paced world I live in. I so look forward to, I know you and I have a one-on-one call tomorrow, and I know I get to slow down in that call, right? And really process. But you've taught me nervous system regulation tools. You've taught me manifestation. You've worked through traumas with me because you're licensed in that space. And you've taught me creativity and how to get unblocked. And over the years, what I will say here, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, is like, there's been variations of my journey that have been very different over the past 3 years that you and I have worked together. Like the first year you and I worked together was a wildly abundant year of things just taking off. And you really helped me with imposter syndrome. I almost felt unworthy and guilty of how easy and fast things were coming to me. Do you remember that?
I do. I remember very vividly.
Take that year again. Can we have that?
You're like, hold on. More of that, please.
But so it's like working through worthiness of what I was calling in, but you giving me permission to say thank you and more, please.
Yes.
And we went from 1 million to 3.8 million that year. And it was a wild, fun ride, but there was so much imposter syndrome in that. And then the following year, which has been like this past year, was a massive growth year of, oh my God, Sam, I called all of it in. And now how do I hold it?
Chills. Ooh, yeah. That is the thing, right? You call in all of this abundance, and we'll get into this too. And then like, what do you do with all of it? How do you hold it? How do you have the strength in your body, your system, your energy to actually nurture and take care of it without fumbling it and letting it go?
100%. And that's been huge for me. There's been so many different variations, whether it's holding it once I've called it in, or navigating. Something you and I've talked about this past year is also changing the vibrational frequency of this past year. I love how you articulated it for me. This past year with everything we called in, I had to up level the frequency of myself and my company and my team.
Yes.
And that doesn't happen overnight. And when you create, like, can you explain it? Because you explained it so beautifully for me. I know for me, it hasn't actually been business strategy per se over the last 2 to 3 years that's created the accelerated hyper growth of my company. If you've been following me for quite some time, as a matter of fact, you would know that I still sell the same things I've always sold, and I'm running the same sales strategy I've always run. So what have I done to create the capacity to hold more and call in more? My friends, it is the inner work that most entrepreneurs aren't willing to do and don't recognize as one of the most important assets in business. Bodies build businesses, my friends. Learning how to manage my stress in a healthy way, learning how to move through uncharted territory and find intuitive downloads and trust my gut to make the right decisions have been some of the critical components to success over the past couple of years. Another area that's been super critical for me has been being able to tap in and get into creative flow state. I call this rocket fuel. My friends, I am collaborating with one of my dearest friends and mentors, Sam Harper. For the first time ever, we are launching this program together called the Modern Entrepreneur, where we are supporting business owners in the mind, body, spirituality, and energetics of what it truly takes to be successful in the entrepreneurial realm. There is loads and loads of information on strategies to grow your business for entrepreneurs. But what is lacking in the industry is the emotional support that entrepreneurs need to be resilient and succeed in operating in an unknown space day over day and do it healthily in a way that allows them to have the capacity to hold what they are calling in. So, my friends, some of you are listening to this and you're like, oh, I don't need that mindset work. I don't need that energy work. I am here to tell you, my clients who have grown exponentially this year all have given me feedback that it's the inner work that we've offered in our first version of Modern Entrepreneur that surprisingly was the rocket fuel to their success. So my friends, the doors are open to the Modern Entrepreneur right now. It pairs beautifully with any business coaching program you are a part of. We will be working with you twice a month. Once will be an actual workshop where you're learning tools and skill sets to become the self-regulated entrepreneur that is needed to succeed in this industry. The other call per month is an integration call with Sam. We call it Ask Sam Anything for hot seats and coaching to navigate uncharted territory in the realm of entrepreneurship where bodies build businesses. Guys, seats are filling up fast. I encourage you to check it out. There's also a live event component that you can add. Come hang out with us live. Spend some time with us in North Carolina and in Miami. There's 2 live events where we can meet you face to face and work with you in person. My friends, I hope to see you on the other side.
Yes, I would love this because I think this has been a hot topic lately. I talk about the frequency in which you build your business on, but we went a little bit deeper and I talked about the cymatics of the transition going from one frequency to a higher frequency, and that there is actually chaos and disorder before there is order. Mm-hmm. And so cymatics, for all of you who are new to this world of sound and frequency, cymatics is the physical representation of sound and frequency. So you may have seen visuals of sand on a vibration plate or little pieces of rice and music playing, and the sand dances and the rice dances around, and it's very chaotic until the frequency is kind of at a hum, and then it finds its way into this beautiful sacred geometry of like shapes that are so incredible. And this is what happens to our business when we are up-leveling from one frequency that probably functioned really well to some degree, got you a certain level of success, but now you're ready to scale and expand and make things a little bit more profound, bigger, louder. So your frequency must rise, which means that beautiful sacred geometry that you created needs to have a lot of disruption to find a new order in its higher frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And that feels like things are crumbling of like, oh my gosh, it was really put together and in a nice tight box. And what did I just do? Did I just like blow the whole thing up?
Right.
No, actually you didn't, but it's going to look really messy before you're at that new hum of a higher frequency. And then there's more beauty there.
Yeah.
And that's where you're at right now. Is last year it was finding a new cymatic, a new frequency. And there was a lot of things that had to go, but that created space on the figurative vibration plate for new pieces of sand to find its way in there to create something really beautiful.
Yes. So good. Did you guys love that description? Like, so was my journey this past year. And I'm already feeling this whole new, like, movement with the company, with the team. And I feel like we're all rowing in the same direction. Beautiful, with just like beautiful harmony. So disruption has to happen in order to reorient into a new frequency, especially if you're calling in a higher frequency. And I just love that conversation. Well, I want to make sure we have time to really turn it over to you for your magic. The one thing that we wanted to just really share with you guys before we jump in to Sam's magic is the modern entrepreneur. Some of you guys are in the modern entrepreneur this year. We kick off in February. Just a little bit of a background behind it, because a lot of you have asked about the modern entrepreneur because you're like, what is that? Like, what is that thing that you and Sam are doing? And it came to me in Bali and on a 14-hour flight home, it was like, this has to happen. Like, the things that I have learned around nervous system regulation with breath and what I'm learning about managing my body with the Whoop strap and really how bodies build businesses and all the layers of aspect and brilliance that Sam brings that has created so much evolution for me. I had this huge light bulb moment that I was like, entrepreneurs are not at a deficit of resource for how to grow a business. They're not. I mean, the reality is there's a lot of ways you could grow your business, and there's a lot of people who could teach you how to do that. But I think the thing that's really missing in the entrepreneurial space is the mind, body, emotional support that entrepreneurs actually need. And I will dumb it down to resiliency. For those of you who want like the direct description, to me, I think the number one thing that makes entrepreneurs successful is their ability to be resilient, how they roll with the difficult times, how you manage the highs not to be too high and hinge on them and the lows not to be too low. And how connected are you to your purpose? And I know, Sam, you've helped me with that tremendously over the years. Is like, what am I divinely connected to? You can get lost. And so you and I came together and we were like, let's launch this bad boy and let's bring to the market, to entrepreneurs, a program where bodies build businesses, where it's a mind, body, spirituality support over a 12-month program to support you in the mindset and emotional aspects of business. So we just want to make sure you guys are aware that Sam and I are kicking that off in February. That's really designed so that every single month, we're getting together twice a month. Every single month, there'll be one session that is either sound, breath, or meditation, and will include learning a new modality to regulate. There's so many different tools we're going to teach this year, all the way down to like health and biohacking, all the things. And then the other week is going to be, we call Ask Sam Anything. So I love my time with you. And I love that we're going to bring you into the community on a monthly basis for people to just ask, hey, Sam, this is what I'm up against. Can you help me? Like, I just think this is invaluable. So just want you guys to know that this is a passion project. We built it over Thanksgiving. Sam, you're always talking about what frequency do you build your business on? Some of us have built businesses out of scarcity and survival. And then there's passion
Most
projects,
of us.
right?
Yes.
And then there's passion projects. Sam flew to my house after the biggest day of gratitude, Thanksgiving. We built this. We built this out of a vision of support for entrepreneurs. So with that, we would just love to invite you guys in. You can check it out. And with that, Sam, I am going to turn it over to you to just share your brilliance and how these guys are going to manifest their goals this year.
Yeah. And I want to just add some color to the work that we've done together too, really quick before we jump into this beautiful experience. I'm going to guide us with some meditation and sound. But the past 2.5 years, we're going on 3 years of working together. The evolution has been so profound. And it's coming from a place of before you get burnt out. So we're not waiting until you're burnt out again. A lot of this work is preventative, for one, in nature, and we're putting the fires out before there's even coals. And so that, I think that there's a lot of hope that's built into this program, that we're getting ahead of the game. So there's going to be healing, there's going to be recovering, and there's going to then be, now as an entrepreneur, like, we all want this. We all want to be on the cutting edge of what's coming next. We can't do that from a place of scarcity or feeling burnt out or feeling like I'm fried at both ends. Like, I know I want to scale. I know I need to scale. I'm growing out of these bridges, but it's going to come from a place that you can sustain it long term. And I think that's where we're finding you right now, Melissa, is like, now you're able to sustain this at such a higher capacity. Like, your capacity has expanded so much. It's not, you don't need days to recover after you do a launch. Like, you can get right back in. And that's what we're doing here is this is the secret sauce. This is the hack to entrepreneurship. Getting out of here, you're so smart already. Like, you're brilliant already, but now getting into the lower part of the body so that it can be operating so high that this is like limitless.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for.
It was so good this morning because, case in point, you messaged me this morning and you're like, how are you feeling after launch? And even my husband, Jake, like, historically, I've cleared my entire calendar the day after launch to like recover. And I am in the green on my 9th day of launch, fully recovered, and did a 90-minute onboarding. Actually, it was more than 90-minute onboarding call with a mastermind client before this. And my husband this morning was like, you have calls today? He's like, you just finished launch. And I'm like, I went to bed at 9:00 last night. I feel good. I feel so regulated. But to your point, it's keeping the fire at bay and keeping it from getting too far out. I'm so self-aware, where even a year ago, I wasn't nearly as self-aware as I am now on how I'm regulating. So good.
Right. And you were just showing your app. Somebody asked, what app is that? It's the Whoop. So it's showing the data and the science, like the actual measurements of how the body is operating due to a stabilized nervous system, due to being able to use the skills that we're going to be teaching here in Modern Entrepreneur. But also, I really want to highlight too, is that it is capacity, but it's also learning a deeper part of yourself. So that you can find creative new ways to expand. And using what you were talking about earlier is the resilience. We're not necessarily banking on having to be in positions where you have to build more resilience. It's taking the resilience you have and deploying it appropriately.
Yes.
The goal here is not to be like, okay, Melissa, let's get more resilient now. I think I've got that one covered. But it's like, okay, you've got the resilience. How do we use it? You've got the skills. How do we use it? You have an incredibly wise body. How do you use it? And that's what we're doing here.
Yes. So good.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, well, let's get into my magic then. What I'm really excited about and ready to share with all of you is just a drop in from the mind into the body. We are still in January, although I don't know about you, it feels like we're 6 months into the year already. It's moving very fast. And so with that just gives us a little bit of foreshadowing of how the next 6 months might be. It might move very quickly. So we're going to slow down today and really allow yourself to get clear on what you're manifesting. And when I'm talking about manifesting, I'm just talking about what you're intentionally wanting to connect with on a very visceral experience. So coming from these thoughts and these dreams and these visions that we have, but really feeling into the body, where do they exist? and then using the sound and frequency to activate it and wake up these parts that are already within you to come to life. And we are really good as entrepreneurs. We're really good at designing things and making things come to life. And sometimes it comes from a place of force. But today I really want to encourage you to allow your manifestations to gently arrive and allow them to organically move out of you without so much force, but allow the body to navigate you to where you need to be. So I'd love to see if you've got resolutions. I feel like resolutions are kind of outdated, but if you're still holding on to that, by all means. But also I want to know, do you have a word of the year, or do you have something specific that you are manifesting in right now for 2025? I'd love to see where we're at so I can get an idea of where we want to go. And while we're doing that, I'll share mine. And these are words that came to me. I don't choose them. They choose me. And two distinct words came in, and one of them being omnipresent and the other one being skyrocket. And I was like, whoa, these are big words to jump into, big shoes to fill. But if they come to me, then I know that I'm equipped to handle them. And so a goal of mine that I'm manifesting this year is omnipresence. It's just that my words, my wisdom, my medicine, my frequency is everywhere all the time. And that the ripple effect of the work that I do is omnipresent. So this is a perfect example. Melissa, you and I do work together, but there's omnipresence because now you have wisdom that you impart on your team, that you impart on your clients, that go out into the community, that infiltrate those environments. And so there's an omnipresence that I don't necessarily need to be directly connected to, but it is felt throughout. And then skyrocket, well, I mean, we'll just see where this year takes us, but we're going really high. So I'm seeing ascend, shift, clarity, expansion, support, growth, elevation, authenticity. I mean, these are incredible. Adventure. I love that. Value, connection to courage, implementation of impact. These are amazing, you guys. Thank you so much for being open and sharing these. Money, flow, balance, abundance. Yes, let's go. Okay. So this is all great in theory. These words are beautiful on their own, but they're just words if we don't do anything about them. And so that's what we're going to do today is do something about them. We're going to bring them to life. And so in this moment, I would love to give you permission and encouragement to find a comfortable spot where you can land inside of your body, where maybe you're a little bit more comfortable. So if you are sitting in a chair, you can find both feet firmly connected to the ground so that you can find grounding, or you can sit crisscross. You can also go lay down for a moment if you need to. And we're going to start with presence of where you're currently at right now in this moment. And we're not going to try and get ahead of ourselves and be somewhere we're not. And this is where the work really starts, is being authentically connected to your truth right now in this moment. So these words that we've shared of abundance and expansion and peace and clarity, maybe you don't feel that right now. And that's okay. And that's okay. The point here is to be very, very honest with where you are at. Because like we talked about, the cymatics of where we were need to be disrupted. The energy needs to be disrupted to get to where we want to go. And the sound today will help get you there. But we can't get there if we don't know where we're starting. So go ahead and close your eyes. We'll bring one hand to the heart, both hands to the heart if that feels good, the other hand to the belly. And just take a deep breath in. Allow that breath to slowly fall from the lips. And just notice where you're at. Notice how busy the mind is in this moment. And it's okay to be there. It's okay to feel busy. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel like the thing that you're manifesting is bigger than you could imagine or hold. That's okay. Meet yourself here. Be here right now in this moment. A deep inhale in. Accepting where you're at, and exhale out. letting go of any self-judgment or limitations. And just allow maybe some space in the mind, the body, and the spirit to explore something different, something new. We must first clear out space to then be able to have capacity to receive something new. We'll take one more deep inhale in and a big exhale out. And then in these next few breaths, I invite you to call in white light, a warmth, a comfort into the body, finding its way into the heart space, allowing yourself to be right here in this moment, in the presence of your breath. Allow yourself to slow down just enough for the mind to slow down. In fact, you can even tell the mind, I'll come back to you, but for now you can rest. And here is where the magic really starts, where we start to tap into the energy and the frequency of these manifestations that we want to bring forward. Whatever that word is for you, the phrase, that thing that you are manifesting in for this year, start to feel that energy swirling around the heart space. And with your next deep inhale in, inhaling in that word. As you exhale, feel that word drop deeper into the body, into the core of your being. Another deep inhale in and find, where does this word exist within you? Is it in your heart? Is it in your lower back? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your third eye, your mind's eye? Is it in the hips? Allow yourself to explore in the body. Where does this word live? Find a deep inhale and explore deeper within the body. Where does it live? And once you find that space, open the door to that manifestation and allow yourself to walk in. Turn the lights on to this manifestation. Allow yourself to see more clearly what is right in front of you, what exists already within you. What does it look like in here? What does it feel like? Deeply inhaling into this space, into this room of your manifestation that lives within you. Breathe life into this room. And find a comfortable spot to sit, to lay, to be in awe of this space. As you find yourself here, allow this word to get more life, more color. Become more aware of the vastness. And take a deep inhale in. And a gentle exhale out. Allow yourself to explore this space as the sound and frequency move through you, bringing it to life and activating you. Allow yourself to take a deep inhale in. And just notice what evolved inside this room of your manifestation that lives and breathes within you. Allow yourself the next couple of moments to come back into your breath, maybe keeping the eyes closed. As you bring awareness back into your body, back into this present moment, back into the space that surrounds you. And just noticing all of the images that surface for you. Maybe your manifestation took new form, or perhaps it morphed into something even better. Allow yourself to be in the awe of what you are capable of creating. Feel into the body. Take a deep inhale in, calling in white light back into the heart space. Feeling this light pumping through every single cell of your existence. Breathing life into this manifestation. And notice where it once lived. Notice where it has taken up more space within you. Noticing the connection of the mind, the body, and the spirit. That when I'm in alignment, it is more powerful. Taking another deep inhale in. And as you exhale, sending gratitude out with the breath. Gratitude for this moment, gratitude for new awareness, gratitude for your resilience, and that you don't need to cultivate more, but you get to deploy it where it is needed. And gratitude for this moment of slowness to propel you forward with more power. Reawakening the body with your next deep inhale in, bringing movement to the fingertips and the toes. Maybe shifting your weight from one side of your hip to the other, shifting the head from the right to the left. And when you're ready, you can gently flicker the eyes back open. Coming back into this moment right here, right now. Welcome back. Welcome back to a higher, more elevated version of you. Welcome back to the peace that is within you. Welcome back to the magic that you can create. Welcome. Welcome back to your truth. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you into a deeper part of your manifestation, and know that this is just scratching the surface. This is just the beginning, that there's so much more here to explore, to seek, to understand. It is my honor and my pleasure to be a guide for you, to help unlock other doors that are within you. Maybe take the next few moments to come back into this. If you'd like to share, I'd love to see an aha or anything that you feel like you want to share, or you can keep it sacred to yourself as you move on to the next part of your day. But I encourage you to hold this feeling, hold this energy inside a precious protected bubble. Hold this for as long as you possibly can. And that may this energy be omnipresent with you, that its ripple empowers those that are around you. If this is your first time meeting me, my version of namaste is when my energy and my frequency is rising, so is that of all of yours. So my new friends, thank you so much for having me. Melissa, thank you so much for having me. When I am rising, so are you.
Thank you so much, Sam. That was amazing.
I love this. Thank you.
Someone said my door was very tight muscle, now very relaxed. Somebody came up with their words during it. Excited to bring my new brand to life. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. You know what's interesting? My word that I put in there was authenticity. And what I thought that was interesting is, like I was coming off of a cold like 2 weeks ago. I haven't had a cough or a tickle in my throat in like 2 weeks. And I'm curious with the bowls, if you got to a bowl that resonated with the throat chakra or what, I don't know. But like all of a sudden with authenticity being my word this year, it was like, you rattled something here. I had to like take myself off screen, and I'm still like clearing my throat.
Yeah. And that's actually, so if any of you who are still listening were experiencing like your body wanting to shift or like pain in the body or a tickle in the throat, this is energy moving. This is where we find new parts of ourselves that are unlocking, or the vibration is literally shaking it free from us. And so, yes, to your point of like authenticity, okay, it's time to speak more authentically, right? Not that you're not like you, you of all people speak very authentically, but there's something there to be cleared. And so we meet it right there where it's at. And we say, okay, show me more, right?
Yeah.
Show me what else is possible here.
Yes. Sam, thank you so much. And everybody I hope you guys love this reset and, understand the power of slowing down. I know that all of you are in this community because you're in a business coaching program that's telling you ABC 1, 2, 3, take action. And sometimes we can get so overwhelmed in the things we need to do that we forget that the magic is in the actual slowdown and creating the sacred space, right? So Sam, thank you for creating that sacred space for us. And like I said earlier on, all of you is welcome to take a look at The Modern Entrepreneur. If you're looking for that extra layer this year with support, specifically with Sam, I'm going to be in there too doing breath work and stuff. But Sam, your brilliance is just life-changing, and I appreciate you so much. With that, we'll call it a day. And thank you to the Burnout to All Out community for showing up and being patient with us to try new technology.
Yes.
And I hope you give us feedback. Give us feedback on what you thought about getting you all together in this one group streaming live. So thank you so much, Sam, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys, so much for listening in on today's podcast episode. And I can't wait for you to see my upcoming guest in the next episode. You are going to love this keynote speaker. Hey, here's the deal. If you liked this, please subscribe and leave a review. And you want the latest online business growth strategies and exclusive LinkedIn pro tips sent straight to your phone? Text the word update to 704-318-2285. That is, text the word update to 704-318-2285. Can't wait to see you guys. Come find me over on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you like to hang. I cannot wait to hear how you are enjoying and applying what you're learning. You guys reach out to me over on social because I love hearing what's resonating with you. When you reach out to me and you send me those personal DMs, they really do impact the content I continue to bring forward to you. So again, come find me, Melissa_Hinault over on Instagram, Melissa Hinault over on LinkedIn and Facebook. Can't wait to see you guys over there.